Hey, you guys, my apologies, my apologies, my apologies. I have moved this thing back and your girl was still running late. So, hello to whoever is still in the room. I may have missed you. I know Kendall was in here a second ago. Hey, what's up, Kendall? Candy Loves TV. Tamika's Den. Hey, girl. Oh, if like I said, if you ladies are still here, I appreciate you. If not, that's cool too. We're moving this thing all around and moving it late. I didn't honestly think anybody was gonna be here. I was like, I'm gonna just get up here and just get it done. And then people will come through on the replay. And then I looked and I was like, oh my God, there's people in the room already. So just make sure you guys like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Please, please, please comment down in the comment section and let me know what you think. Y'all, we are back. Share this videos where you share your videos because sharing is caring. Turn on your notifications, please, and thank you. And also the Cash App and Venmo is there. You know, if anybody wants to hit up the tip jar. Whew, I should have bought something to drink while I'm sitting here. All right, let me breathe. Let me breathe and get into it. It's Power Book 3, Raising Kanan Season 4, Episode 1, Gangsters Don't Die. And I have been dying to cover this show. I watch it every single season, and every single season something comes up, and I don't quite get it. But I said, come hell or high water, I was going to get into it this time. So we're going to talk about it. And let's just hop right into it. Let's hop right into it. We go back to where we left off with Kanan taking out crazy Ronnie and Rock taking out Howard. And then we hear Big Kanan, old Kanan, 50 Cent, if you will, narrate that before you can figure out where you're going, you got to look back at where you've been. Now, a lot of us love Unique, myself included, absolutely love, and we don't want to see him go. When Ronnie had took him out in season 3, or so we thought. So a lot of us were happy when he popped back up at the end of the episode last season, but you know, the people wanted to know, they wanted to make it make sense, if you will. So that's what they're here to do. Instead of moving forward from where we left off, we're going to now rewind and go back 3 months. Cool. Fair enough. Now, I thought we were just only going to get to see what happened to Unique, but we saw what happened to Unique and everybody else in the last 3 months leading up to this huge event, and then Unique popping back up. So he's lying there where Ronnie left him, and we see him. He coughed a couple times, and then he manages to get up and drag himself all the way to the payphone and call his homeboy early. Now that kind of, y'all let me know if y'all thought that was realistic or not. We're going to go with it because they said Ronnie's alive, and I'm happy Ronnie's alive, kind of, sort of, at this point. But that's what they did. He gets to the payphone, he called early and tell him he's all effed up and he needs him to come get him. Now he does, because that's his boy. He's in charge of security or whatever you call himself being in charge of. But he has jokes, as you know, your people are gonna like to do. They gonna help you, but they gonna joke about how messed up you looking. So you know he can't go to the hospital. So Early takes him to see his vet friend. They're at the veterinarian, and he's telling him, you know, he probably has skull fractures and needs to go to the hospital for proper care. Now we know that's out of the question. So he says, hold on a second, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Like I was saying, my son is back in town, and my schedule is everything is all thrown off. So you know that's out of the question. So he's at the veterinarian, and they're telling him, you know, he probably has skull fractures, needs to go to the hospital for proper care. He's gonna survive, but that road to recovery is gonna be long and difficult. Baby, I said, that was realistic to you? Okay. I was like, you just cough and you get up and drag. I didn't even know that he would have enough strength to physically drag himself to anywhere to the payphone to call. And they didn't show us the distance between where he was at and the payphone. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let it live. It wasn't like he got up and walked like he was perfectly fine. So we let him have it. What? Oh my God, I got alarms going off on my phone. Sheesh. Where do we leave off? So he's trying to tell him that he's going to need constant care and monitoring. Like he really, really needs rehab. I don't know why, if you're in this line of work, and I understand you can't go to the hospital, so you got the vet, you have doctors that, you could kind of go to. Y'all don't have no type of, rehab facility for the folks that be getting into the things. No, a little rehab. No, okay. So early care is not about any of what the vet is talking about. He just wants the money that he already put out back. But the doctor's kind of warning him, like in head injuries like this one, they see significant personality changes. He could be a different person than he was before and suffer from bouts of anxiety, even rage. Hey, Matthew Wilson, what's up? What's up? What's up? Now, this is the first time the doctor says it, but it's not going to be the last. And they are for sure setting us up for what's to come for the rest of the season in regards to Unique. And now I don't want to say it, and I probably shouldn't. I might sound crazy, but do you guys think, I feel like this might be the beginnings of Unique turning into Breeze? I said it. Yep, I said it. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? This could be, since I remember a lot of people saying last season, like I said, I didn't recap it, but your girl is always watching, that Ronnie's personality characteristics, I think it was Nita. Nita said it, fits more with Ronnie. Breeze's characteristics fits more with Ronnie than Unique, because Unique was like smooth. He was a totally different guy. And Ronnie was kind of a little more crazy, standoffish, erratic, all of the things. So now that he's going to have this personality change, and the doctor said it not once, not twice, maybe thrice, I was just wondering. You guys can let me know what you think about it. Tamika says she was okay with it, but the payphone being, yeah, having to make exact change to call was a bit much. I figured he called an operator. I think back in the day, you used to be able to call something and they will put your call through if you didn't have no money. So I was like, oh, maybe that's what had happened, because we. So Famous is up there. We're back at the club where Lou kind of, like I said, I thought we were just going to get to see Unique's journey, but apparently we got to see what happened with everybody in the last 3 months. He's performing at that club where Lou is like, I'm going to say co-owner, but not really. He's doing his Streets Need a Body remix, if you will. And Lou is over there apologizing to Juke for missing, her audition and all of that stuff. Now, meanwhile, Aisha's over there talking to Kanan, asking about, oh, have you ever met Nicole? I said, Aisha, girl. And she just low-key, high-key gushing over Juke. So when Juke comes over to the table, she's asking her, oh, you still coming over for dinner with my parents? And everybody's there except for Rock, because Rock got some other things going on. We're going to find out later. I'm assuming that's where she's at, but actually, I don't even know if that timeline adds up. Oh, no, she got picked up. That's where she was. She was at the precinct. Yeah, Rock had some other things going on, so she wasn't there. And Juke is kind of asking Kanan, but you know how he told, oh, my mother do what my mother do. Yeah, in his own special way. Like, she got other things going on. Don't ask me about that lady. I don't know why she's not here. She ain't here. It's kind of the ish that he's on. Oh, I did have some little piece of pictures, some little piece of collage. So no, Marvin is talking to the owner / co-owner. She's not really the co-owner. She's still the owner of the bar when he gets a page. So he goes over, he calls it back, and he's like saying to the person on the phone if they're looking for him or Rock. And he's like, all right, he's going to come through. Now, later on, we see that the person he was talking to was Stefano. He says he was impressed with his work, with his pal from Jersey. He's paying him a compliments because he needs a favor, of course. Let me, grease you up, give you some platitudes and all the niceties, and then, ask you for what I need done. He's like, the job demands distance from him. You know how they do. Marvin kind of peeps it too, like, y'all find all kinds of ways to work around these rules. He says his daughter's ain't his husband named Tommaso has been embarrassing her, but he's a made man, so enter Marvin. So he's supposed to set him straight. And keep this between the two of us. Don't tell Rock. I do what I want to do. Marvin is giving, when Rock tell him to be quiet, he be quiet. But then when she leave, he be talking again. That's what Marvin is giving, because he's talking real tough in front of Stefano. But we know, you wanted to be the leader, but you wasn't never the leader because all the things that had happened in the, But Uncle Marvin is most improved. We like Marvin, so we gonna stick beside it as long as the family is not going against each other. Now, Rock's lawyer, I call him Bronze because, Tasha has silver. He had a bald head, so I'm calling her lawyer Bronze. I don't know what that man's name is. Um, he gets her in and out of the precinct. And he's like, they ain't got nothing. You good, but, kind of be cool, kind of stay out of the spotlight. Don't get into no stuff, you or the rest of y'all. Breeze is a fictional character. Yeah, we know he's fictional. Who got turned into a myth, no such thing as I know, but I'm just like, every now and again they throw you a little bone. And so I just figured I'd run with it. Most people avoid the topic, but since, like I said, they're making this whole thing where Unique is supposed to have these personality changes, I wonder if that's what they're getting at. They may not, because I know all the power books, they don't always tie everything back to the OG power because some of the things don't make sense. Just throwing it out there. So Unique is over wherever he's at, staying with his homie, and he's having nightmares, and he is telling Rock to step off. But he loves her though. I said, oh my gosh. Then from that, we pan right on over to Rock, and she's looking in the mirror now. She's not quite as bad as she normally looks, because Rock is quite a baddie. She looked kind of, girl, you feeling all right? No, she's not feeling all right, because we see her throwing up. Later on, we see her with that stick with the 2 lines on it, and Raquel Thomas is pregnant, you guys. I said, oh, that's the last thing you need. Now, mama, you are the queen pen of the things, okay? Even if he didn't put nothing on, you should have had some backup plan going on. You a little pill or something. Like, come on, babe. That's because Rock would tell Marvin not to get involved with Stefan. Yeah, with Stefano family business. Yeah, that's true. And he did say he wanted to keep the 2 things separate. So, and it's like he always goes just full face, just Marvin's black ass face. Like nobody could pick that out. Nobody's gonna recognize it. But it is what it is. Ken, you got a question there from Matthew to you. So Kanan goes to meet with his counselor. He's got a research paper that he needs to turn in on one of his grandparents at the end of the semester, or he's going to fail. And that's going to be a problem when it comes to the doggone social worker. Because I had almost forgot about that. I'm like, Kanan's still going to school? Because, half the time you do not even see them in school. But, Juke is going to school because she's not really about that street life. But Kanan fully is. But with the whole little Rock putting a thang in his backpack. And now he going to the, so the social worker is involved. So he got to go to school. Now, he's saying he's willing to do the paper, but he just wants to do it about something else. He says he ain't got no grandparents to write about so necessarily, but, counselor done already talked to his mom and like, you could talk about either one of her parents. So I was like, we gonna see how this is gonna go. Matthew Wilson says, look like Juke is gonna get more screen time. Yeah, she is. We have to see it because we got 4 seasons. I'm hoping we at the very least get 5. But if we get 5, we may have to get some type of a time jump. It looks like we're going to see her in the military this season, possibly next episode. While I was looking by the coming attractions, but don't quote me on that one. But to get to where we saw her in the original Power, like there has to be a huge, like we don't see her being a detective. We don't see her dark arc and all of the things that get her to be a dirty cop and all of those things. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And she's a better character than Kanan in my opinion, but hey JD, we have season 5. So they film. Okay, I knew they did 3 and 4 together. I knew for sure we had a 5, but if for some reason it's the last season, I think this one needs, unlike the OG Power, where we asked for the extra, we got the extra, and then the seasons kind of fizzled out at the end. I think this one requires like at least 6 seasons. I would like 7. I'm getting greedy. Anyway, so what do you think Kanan does? What do you think Kanan does when the counselor tells him he got to write a paper on his grandparents? His mama said he could talk about his grandparents. He goes see his daddy Howard. And Howard tells him, nah. Now, we know Howard wasn't really that close with his family, well, what was left of his family a couple of seasons back, which was why he was so excited, or not excited. He was happy to find out that Kanan was his blood because he had the cancer, and then voila, he got pow pow, and all of a sudden he's just miraculously better. But we know he didn't have much family left, and he wasn't on good terms with the family he had. But in addition to that, he's also reminding him, he didn't tell him that, I'm just saying that in my own words, but he's also reminded him that if I let you write about one of my folks and then people start, connecting the dots, you're supposed to be DEFCON son. So like, how is that supposed to work? That's not going to be a good look if you're supposed to be in the streets and your dad is a cop. Ding, ding, ding. I don't know why Kanan didn't get it, but he had forgot. And it all kind of boils down to Kanan he's annoyed with Rock. He don't want to talk to his mom, but at this point, he doesn't have a choice. And I got where Howard was coming from, but with it not being smart, but you didn't have to say it like that, because he was kind of like, no, heck no. I said, okay, Howard, you ain't got to do all of that. That's why you are not here anymore. As long as no one takes obituary cross. That's the Meech's people. You notice the professional actors don't seem to have, on the other series, don't seem to have those problems, baby. Okay, so you think 5 is going to lead us to Origins. Okay. I'm all right. I guess I'm all right with that. Well, it's going to lead us to Origins. So we're going to go from this to Origins. So then in Origins, you're saying we'll get more of Jukebox and Kanan and Tommy and Ghost. That could work too. I forgot all about Origins, but I don't know where they're at with that. We ain't get no time frame. Is it going to be on Stars? What's going on with 50s Network? Not using my people. Like it's not exactly. He said not using his people like it's not Kanan's people. Also, yeah, because Kanan was like, ain't they my grandparents? Yes, that's how genetics works. But I digress. So, I went too far up. So the vet is giving Early some pain meds for Unique, but he's telling him, listen, he really should be in a hospital. And Early's like, listen, we don't know who did this to him, if they're still out there and they're waiting to finish the job. Okay. And the vet is kind of telling him about this German Shepherd that had a similar head trauma, where when he regained consciousness, he turned vicious and gave one of the nurses stitches. So they had to put him down. Early's like, he is not a dog, but Early, pick up what he's putting down. I'm like, here we are again. I like Unique. I really do, but I do really not want to see what is going to be, this is like his villain origin story. And I hate for him to be, getting revenge all season, but looks like that was where we might be. What did Kendall said? It's funny how Kanan is annoyed at Rock and she's annoyed at Joyce. Yes, generational curses is real. Yeah, very much so. Very, very much so. So, we see Juke goes over to have dinner with Aisha and her parents. And first, they ask, oh, Jukebox, that's a cute little nickname. How did you get that nickname? They're giving you the little small talk before they, get to the protective parent stuff. Baby, as soon as she answered that, here goes the protective parent question. So what do your parents do? She's like, well, my mom passed away recently. They're like, oh, I'm sorry. She's like, my dad does lots of different things. And Aisha's like, yeah, her dad is so funny. And da-da-da. I said, okay. So what are your plans for next year, for college? I said, oh, boy. So she's telling them right now she's focused on butter. And I mean, it's typical parent stuff. Now, they could have spaced this questioning out a little bit, but yeah, here we are. So the dad is kind of like, singing is cute and everything, but you need a more serious plan. Aisha's trying to get the parents to back up, but he's like, you've been dreaming of going to Spelman since you were 8, baby. So did I. I want to go to Spelman so bad till I went to visit that place. And I said, I guess I am not this kind of, bougie. I don't come from this kind of. But I get that everybody needs a backup plan, and you can kind of tell them that, like, everybody needs a backup plan. You don't know what can happen. So, do something just in case, but don't, kind of rain on their parade and crush their dreams, which is kind of the same thing that Aisha was getting at. JB says he is excited for Origins. You don't want to, yes, I sorry. I don't want to see any version of Angela either. She made my ass itch. I could not stand Angela. And that's why Tasha low-key, because I know everybody blamed Tasha, low-key, high-key pissed me off with the whole thing with Ghost, because, she didn't help him, getting over there. But whatever. You're a little confused. They know Aisha and Juke is messing around. See, I don't know. That's a good question. What do y'all think? Because at first I said no, but then she was going over to meet the parents, and then they were asking her questions like they would ask a guy, because I don't know that my parents would have asked another girl that I'll bring over, start asking them all the questions at dinner. Yeah, they did act better than Nicole's mom. Nicole's mom was thoroughly out of pocket. Thoroughly. Hey, Monique 69 ways. Hi. So Marvin is staking out Tommaso. Baby, Tommaso do not give a nothing. He comes out this building. I don't know if it's a club with the lady. They get in a car right in front of the doggone building. And then he leads her head down to where it needs to go. I said, Stefano said he was reckless. And Marvin was like, he don't give a damn at all. So now later on, he rolls up on him and his boys. And he kind of, like, oh, hey, Tommaso. And then he's asking if I forgot what part of, it was a part of Brooklyn. I think he said, ask if he was in jail. I'm a New Yorker and I forgot what he said. Anyway, I digress. So they throwing him, so look, no boy, da-da-da-da-da. And they're telling him basically to get out of here. Get out of here. We're going to kick your, how it goes. So he expected something different, but he high key, very much so, called them crackers, and they did not say a word until he left. And then when he left, now all the little slurs is pouring out. I'm like, it was 3 of you and 1 of him. Where was all that, the rest of that energy when he called y'all crackers? But I digress. So Rock goes off to the doctor and confirms his pregnancy, baby. And the doctor's asking, like, does the dad know? And asking if she plans on telling the dad. And she tells him the dad is gone. Okay. And she plans to terminate this pregnancy, is where we're at. Fort Greene. Thank you, Kendall. Jesus. Fort Greene. Yeah. And I always have to remember what time we're in, but it's crazy because everything is kind of leading back to this. Like everything where we used to be back in I guess this is supposed to be the 90s at this point, although I guess it's in certain areas, because that's very overt is what they was giving. It was giving overt isms. Okay. So Unique is over at Early's house asking for some damn keys because he want to let Pernessa and Jerome know he's alive. But Early shuts him down because he's talking ish, I'm paying you, which Early says he ain't got no kind of funds. But Unique's ass just collapses in the kitchen. He's like, you can barely walk across my kitchen. He just really sits there for a minute before he scoop his ass up off the floor. I said, oh, baby, no. So Kanan finally bites the bullet and goes see his grandma. And I say, is grandma mean or no? Just her and Rock, or her and the kids don't get along, but she get along with her grandkids? I don't know, because I thought we didn't like grandma, but I guess we gotta do this project. And he always saying he don't want to go live with grandma, but yeah, they're overt in those areas. Sheep said, bang. How would be? Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Anyway, so he goes see grandma because he got to do this project. And he's like, he wants to write about his grandfather, Elijah. So she was saying, in the end, that he wasn't very fond of her or this world around him. But in his earlier days, he could do anything he set his mind to, kind of like Kanan. Now she's giving Kanan all, the compliments and everything. And she's saying that, Grandpa Elijah was capable, skilled, and brilliant. And she said she's going to tell him her recognition, her point of view on the situation. And she's like, you're going to get different things to say, different stories from your mom and your uncles. But she starts off, he's born in Georgia. His dad worked on the railroad. And Kanan actually looked like he was interested in what she had to say. Now, speaking of different opinions, we don't get to hear, the rest of what she says. But later on, we hear Kanan talking to Marvin Um, and he's saying, he just left. He checked out, left him to be the dad for Rock and Lou. That is a hard situation to put a kid in, okay? And I think then the mama have some addiction problems of her own too, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I don't like Joyce either. And can't you in there burning up the toast, can't even take care of your child. It just, ooh, your grown child at that. So he's saying, because the dad, you know, took himself on out of here. He's saying what he did was selfish and kind of just created more problems for the rest of him. And Kanan's like, so you don't have no good memories of him? But Marvin's like, he has lots. He has lots of good memories. He loved him, but that's why it hurt so bad. And he tells him about him being proud, like his dad was a prize fighter, and he would go watch him, box and stuff like that. And kids really love that because they look up to their parents. But now we get to see the different perspectives on how everybody kind of related to this man that they learn to kind of resent in the end, because he left. When Kanan had the time to do this project, thinking about last season, child, the same way Tariq would be running around with no car and then sometimes a car and going to canonical studies. These actually, I can't even say modern day because this was allegedly back in the day, but yeah, that's what they're trying to tell us, child. I didn't soften up on Joyce. Oh, you asking Kendall if she didn't soften up on Joyce this episode, and she is telling you not at all. I didn't either. Like, I understand. I don't think it was for us not to understand. Like, she had a addiction problem. The man had took himself out. He left the family. So, like, I get all of the reasons why we got to where she is, but does that make her like us? No. I remember her being like a mean and nasty lady. So the fact that she's sitting here, doing this paper with Kanan, I'm kind of like, oh, okay. I guess I'm forgetting some things from seasons before. But like I said, maybe it's just the situation of there's animosity with her and the kids in regards to their upbringing and their dad. And then when it comes to Kanan, I guess there's not supposed to be, but child, who knows? So later on, when he talks to Lou's kind of telling him he's still learning different things about the dad, and he was a creator. He could turn something into nothing. How he used to make a lot of furniture that was in the house that they lived in, and that he can, he could really blow. He was a musician, and that's why Lou is, he feels like he's so much like him, and he's interested in him, but he kind of wishes that he was more like his dad because he worked for himself. He took no ish, and we're going back to Rock. And Rock just running all over him and Lou not standing on business and then crying about it. And that's why he's in the bottle now. Okay. He said he used to be mad at him until he got older and now he understands him better. And he says, death got to be easy because life is hard, baby. I said, yes, life sure enough is hard, but oof, come on, Lou, you can do it. Yes, Joyce had her hand out for that money. I don't remember Joyce being no good mama. I just remember her burning up that damn toast. Was it for Lou? I said, Mama is burning up toast. Yeah, he was bad. He was down bad last season. So I need Lou to get on up. And you can sit down. Okay, you said you think she had a different relationship with her grandchildren versus her kids. I certainly hope so. No, I'm with Kendall. I still ain't rocking with Miss Joyce. She's ill, so she's trying to be kind to yeah, I forgot about that. Matthew says he's surprised Kanan didn't get asked for some change. That was off camera. Baby, let me hold a couple of dollars. This was a great art. Kanan gathering information on his granddad. It was. Kanan kind of, I felt better about Kanan by the end of the episode, even though I should have felt better about him at the end of season 3 when he did what he did. But I kind of am getting an idea of where that could have possibly came from. But he loved his mama. He just hard-headed, and we see where he ended up in life. But I digress. She might need a kidney, JB. I still don't like her either. Yep, heck yeah, yummy ass burnt Lou breakfast. Sad, sad, sad. So we see Rock. Well, we don't see, but Rock is at the doctor to get the procedure done, and the nurse is kind of trying to explain to her beforehand what's going to happen, and they're gonna, break it down to her step by step. But she's like, she don't need to play by play. Play by play. This is not her first go around. And the lady's looking at her like it's not in your charts, but she's saying the other time, was off the books. So after everything is done, we see Juke driving her home. And she's telling Juke it was Unique's baby. I said, Rock, baby, you need some friends because why are you putting all of this on a child? And then it's like you want Juke to have a reaction like, you don't got nothing to say. That's it. You don't got no more to it. That I ended up being pregnant by somebody I was trying to take out all this time. Ma'am. Really? So Juke is just, kind of dumbfounded. And then she's telling her, like, keep it to yourself to the grave. I mean, again, you could have not told her, Rock. This was on you. She's like, I can't believe it myself. And so Juke is asking her, like, did you love him? And she's like, I think I could have. And I said, and there it is. All of that tough exterior when really, she's a little soft. She should be hard, but she's a little soft in there. So I guess that was her way of getting it out because, Rock can't cry. She can't show emotions. And I mean, she a queen pin, so she couldn't be having no babies anyway. But man, please get you on something. Please, please, please. And get you a friend. Get you a little, there's no little dealer friends. You know what I'm saying? There's no queen pin friends. No, I guess that don't make no sense, Kira. But you know what I mean. You don't got a little underling you could, talk to, share information with instead of sharing it with you. I know that nurse and doc. Yep, she is a cold. B.I. Yep, one cold woman. Sorry, y'all need a little something. The throat is dry. So Unique is over there. He eating solid foods, and he ready to circle the block on his brother. When they want revenge, he just can't see past it. Right, a little Monet or something, something. Monet mean ass. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta have something, baby, something. She took out Well, Juliana's ass needed to go. She might have been able to tell Juliana, but Juliana got to smelling herself and deciding that, she wanna, and that's why her ass ain't here no more. Okay. Hold on. So, like I said, he got his eyes on the prize. He eating solid foods. He ready to circle the block. And Early's like, folks thinking you're going is kind of your superpower. So just like sit back and watch the ish play out. So Unique is like, I don't need to figure out who did it. My brother did it. But he's like, there could be somebody else with him or somebody else behind him, working with him kind of situation. So Unique is kind of asking him to do recon for him, and you will see your money. I'm gonna you child, they be getting into these little platitudes, these little mini speeches. Hey, Stephen Harris. Hey, Pops. Hey, Dale. Maybe Pops. Rock might end up from denying therapy and counseling for issues. Child. I hope not. Matthew Wilson said maybe Pops would be good. Yeah, if they weren't at odds, that might work. She needs somebody other than these damn kids. And Kanan don't be trying to give her no kind of nothing. Unique is a new black mom. This was crazy. Child, yes. I am not either because we needed to get We need to get Juliana out of here. I was over her. She was feeling herself. She was talking that ish, and it's like, nah, 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 nah. Now Rock is cold, but you can't have that one. So Early does go do the recon, and he comes back later with the info. He's like, listen, Rock got the streets locked down. She moved into his old spot, and he's possibly using his connect. So Unique is like, she tells me she's done, and now she got my work. So he thinks that she let him get it started just to take it. And I said, uh-oh. Like, no, I can see where he got it from, but I can see why he would think that way. But I was like, this is the beginning of the end. This is when 2 + 2 = 5, because yes, but absolutely not. So Early is telling him, oh, and Ronnie is working with Kanan. So now he thinks that Rock had Ronnie's back, conspiring against him, not knowing that this man was just terrorizing everybody. Okay, we wanted Ronnie out of here so bad. I mean, it was crazy that they got him out of here in one season, but I wasn't mad at him. His little Arthur fist, balled up in that damn jacket, standing on the side of the road, screaming and yelling at everybody all the damn time. So he's like, Kanan had Ronnie take me out for his mom. I said, who, child? No, he really didn't, because if you knew the way Kanan don't half like his mama, it's crazy. He's like, he don't wipe his nose without her. I said, false. He don't even like that lady. You know how these kids be, especially when they get to that age and they be hard-headed. So she's like, Unique is like, she does this to every dude she's with, DEFCON, High Post, and I'm like, Now I didn't need to see. I did like him together with Rock, Unique and Rock, and I did need to see them get together. But I really did not want a whole season of Unique's revenge. I was saying that earlier, and I'm sticking to it. I don't want it. I don't want it. But we gonna get it. We gonna get it. Yes, please hit that like, turn on the notifications, subscribe. You wanted to see Unique spying on Jacqueline Presley. My caution is not your concern. Right? Because we did get to see him peeking in on folks, so that would have been cool. Unique friend gave him good advice, but this is like getting surprised by someone saying it's not what it looks like. Yeah. So Tommaso over in the locker room, he came out from playing ice hockey, and who is there? Marvin talking ish. So he punches him square in his face and tells him basically to stop disrespecting his wife. And that clearly worked, because later on we see him go meet with Stefano, who tells him that he booked a cruise for the two of them to go to the Bahamas. And Marvin tells him, he told him, a good woman is hard to find. Stefano want to say, and so was a dismembered body. I said, okay. Okay now. So Stefano says he owes him one. Now, do you think he will use the favor to try and do something on his own? Or do you guys think that he's potentially going to come for Rock's spot? Because y'all know Marvin was another one with them issues. He's on that stuff like he mama. And he always wanted to be in charge, but he used to be such a F up. Then we kind of switch places, and he got him a little healing, and now Lou is like tearing his ass. So now, do you think with this favor that he has from Stefano that he's either going to go try to branch off and do his own thing in the product business, or do something else? Or do you think he's going to try to take Rock's spot? I really just don't want to see the family beefing. Like, I like how they kind of came together at the end of last season, and I need a little bit more of that. But I guess we'll see. Jacqueline doesn't even care that Juliana did. There's no black storyline. Oh, you don't think there's the storyline where he comes back for revenge? Child, it's good, because we don't want to see it, and nobody cares about Juliana anyway. Marvin, yep, they are due for a big argument. Kendall says she's afraid for Marvin from confronting Tommaso on Stefano's behalf. Yeah. Somebody was saying that earlier in the comments, because it might have been you saying that he doesn't like him to interfere into his personal business. And this is not the first, but the second time. Well, I think that first time they didn't really have a choice. I don't think they had a choice. I can't remember, but this time for sure. And same thing, like, oh my God. I can't remember. Mom having it. My brain is going all the typos. It's all right. It's all right. Unique could see Joaquin and Kanan seeing snaps and pops. Then yeah. Yeah. Now that we know he's been alive for this long and scurrying about, it's a lot of stuff that he could have saw. So Rock kind of comes in and checks on Kanan, and he's writing his paper, and she's like, "Oh, you don't have no questions for me about my dad? Like, I knew him best. I was his favorite." And he don't want to speak. He's like, "I'll talk to Uncle Lou and Grandma, my grandmother, and Uncle Lou and Uncle Marvin. Like, I don't need anything from you." So she tells him, she's like, "Listen, it doesn't matter what you think of me. I don't need you to love me for me to love you." And she's telling him, "I love you so much." I'm like, oh, that's a mama. That cold is a mama deep down on the inside. And the look that he gave her, I was like, I wish I had got that look up here on one of the pictures. I got to try to do better with the pictures next time. I was wondering if that was what did it for him when she said that to him, if that's what ended up bringing him back around at the end of season 3. Because, the two of them been bumping heads for forever. He's just really hard-headed. Not that she's the best mother by any means, because, the moms on Power are horrible. Not that she's the best mother by any means, but they've been bumping heads. And I was just figuring maybe this is when we're talking about his character arc, this is one of the things that kind of turned it around for him, is for her to be in her feelings and kind of, finally step up and, put her big girl panties on and just tell her how much she loves him. Because these kids be making you want to shake the shit out of them. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that I don't love you. And I don't care that you and your little teenage feelings and you think you big and bad. Don't nobody care. You had the same thoughts, Riga. Yeah. Having his mom's back. He's a subtle dig. You got to get the little dig in. I was his favorite. You got to get it in. At least she's just talking to her son. And now it might not have gone over so well as she said it in front of her siblings, but she could talk her ish to Kanan. He don't half be listening no way. So Juke goes and has the meeting with Nicole's dad, and she's telling him that she auditioned and she made the band, and he's kind of asking her what made the change, what made her have a change of heart. And, he's super excited because I think for him it's still like he has a piece of Nicole because Nicole was into music and all of the things. So he's just really, really eating it up. Then she's asking her about the military, and he starts to tell her, he was in ROTC and all the good things that, he got out of it because he needed the discipline and so on and so forth. But he's like, it's not for everyone because it's, conservative institution, especially when it comes to certain societal issues. And I said, yeah, especially back then. Although this is another one of them things, I'm telling you, it's a full circle moment. It was don't ask, don't tell. And they trying to get even worse than that now. But we're not going to have political conversations here. We're going to talk about power. But he tells her you're going to be a huge pop star. He said you're going to buy 20 copies of the record just for the name Butter. And how he's so proud of her. She's kind of like, you see in the picture there, she's just like smiling and everything. And I just love the connection that she has with him. And I love that she's getting support from him. And now she's getting the support from Marvin. And if Luke could get his act back together, but we know she's going to go into the military. So, and what she turns into, but we shall see. Was it just me, but you wanted Rox? Yes, I meant to say that. I did want to hear her perspective on her father because we got to hear Marvin's, we got to hear Lou's, we got to not so much of the grandmother. She just kind of was like starting with his origin story, but it sounded like she was going to have favorable things to say about him. So yeah, I really did want to hear Rox's perspective, but he, just in such a nasty place that he didn't want to ask her at all. You see, he went to ask Howard first and that didn't work out. And so he had to tuck his tail and go ask everybody but his mama. These funky ass kids sometimes. He was trying to read that look that Kanan gave Rock when she said that. Did he believe her or thinking, please? Yeah, because I feel like he had two looks. I felt like he kind of gave her the please look to her face, but then when he turned around and he looked away, he had another look on his face. So I think he might have been soaking it all in. It's kind of like, twofold. You know how these kids be. But something must have hit something, because he saved that mama, and I was so proud of him. Kenan was like, "Oh, please." He does think like Rock a little. So yeah, he probably did think she was full of ish, but maybe later. I don't know. I feel like that had to be the moment, because what else could she have done for him to have a change of heart and not go against his family? Because Kanan is another one, even worse than Marvin. He wants to be the big dog so bad, and he is barely a puppy. He don't know the streets. He doesn't even want anybody to really teach him the game like that. So it's kind of crazy. Rock elaborating on her pops would force her into. You think so? Force her into therapy? Yeah, well, child, she needs some anyway. So Jess's funky behind pops up at the bar where Lou works, which sends him into a spiral later on. She's telling him, about the great weather in LA, and she's saying she's telling everybody about him and how great he is. He's going to be a big star, and Lou Thomas. And they talk about Crown for a hot second, but I was like, ma'am, don't you dare say nothing about Crown with your old stanking behind. Don't you dare. Oh, excuse me. Don't you dare say nothing about Crown. So she's like, oh, my family doesn't know I'm here, but I had to come through and come see you. I'm gonna come back through. He's like, or not. That works too. I said, yeah, this man cannot take the sight of you. So the one thing she does tell Lou, which I did appreciate, even though, right message, wrong messenger, was that he needs to forgive himself for the things that weren't his fault. And he does. And also, he needs to take accountability. Some of the decisions that he made, he was a grown-ass man, and, he had the ability to or not do them. He could have gone against Rock, sooner than later. But, therapy for all of them. But, we wouldn't have much of a show if everybody didn't have some issues to work through. So, yeah. Jill says, yeah, bring up her past moments. Yeah. It begets. I feel like everybody needs therapy. The dealers included, but I feel like that's how they keep some of that coldness and that edge and that head on a swivel. Because once you get healed, I guess they feel like maybe they might let down their guard. I don't know. I feel like they still need it, but it's just, I feel like you got to have that switch that you turn on and off. But I guess if you're a dealer, you don't ever turn it off. You turn it on in the streets and turn it off when you're at home. But I guess for them, they always got to keep their head on the swivel. So yeah, it gives her that edge, but it doesn't work so good for her feelings that she don't want to talk about. I can't believe Justice showed up and just popped up in there like they parted ways on good terms. I was hoping they had took her out, but I was fine with her going away, because we don't got to take everybody out. I was fine with her going away to LA, and I ain't never want everyone to see you again. Woo! So she gives him a kiss, and her ass takes it on out of there. So we see Unique throughout. We seen him watching Ronnie and Juliana, and then now later on we see him watching Lou. Lou comes out. He is drunk as a skunk, drunk boots, and Unique is over in the cut in the dark, standing with the strap, which I don't even know if he would have been able to do anything the way his hand was shaking at the end of the episode, but I digress. But his business partner, I'm gonna call him, unknowingly comes out, don't want to let him drive, and kind of brings him back inside. So she ends up saving his life from a crazy lurking vengeful Unique. But like I said, I don't even think he would have been able to do no damage anyway. Jessica, plus Lou may be relapsing. Lou relapsing bad mix. He could reveal. I hope not. I hope not. It was the worst possible thing that could have happened for him at that moment, was for her to pop up when he's trying to get back on the straight and narrow. He done promise jukebox. He need to promise his damn self, and then she comes and get him back off the wagon. But that's part of going to rehab and going to therapy and working the steps, and one day at a time. But also not letting you have to learn to not let things like that throw you off of his square. And yeah, because he do get drunk and start talking. I hate to see where we went with Lulu's character, but I'm hoping it'll get better. But at the same time, I realize we're doing a show, so I don't know if there's going to be a world where we're going to have a perfect or a good version of Lou and a good version of Marvin and a good version of Kanan, and everybody's getting along, because that's just not the nature of the show. So somebody's got to be, somewhere. So maybe the best I can hope is for him to get help and then leave, because I know he did want to leave at some point, and she was like, "I own you, boy," and I was like, "Ooh, rock. You think Lou will break down if something happens to Famous? I'm ready for Famous to go. I'm ready for Famous to go too. He ain't. Well, we haven't even seen what he's about to get into this season, because this was kind of like season 3.5, and then season 4 will actually start next week, as we start to get into all of the things with Unique being back and stuff like that. We just kind of had to fast forward going back. But yeah, I'm ready for Famous to be out of here. I want Lou to get help and leave, but I don't want him to be with Jess. I want him to go off and do something else with his life. He wants to do that bar, but I don't know if that's good, because you can't be drinking and then have a bar. He could do something in music, but I think he needs to get away from the family. So California would be an option. I just don't want him with Jess. I want him to be okay, but like I said, I know they cannot all be in perfect harmony and be in the same area. It's just not even going to work. It's just not even going to be a thing, y'all. It's not even going to be a thing. So one of Kanan's workers comes to see him on his union rep-ish, telling him that they need more money, because he's like, "I'm paying y'all more." But he was like, "We was working less hours. He was working 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. It was on banker's hours, and now they be working 24/7. Kanan feel like they got 24/7 money. And I said, "Baby, what is that?" Okay. After he leaves, Crystal's like, "Oh, you can't control the money coming in, only the money going out." But he gets a call. We interrupt her little, my dad was a businessman conversation, because he got to go run to the hospital. See his grandma. He leave her ass right there, and I am not mad at it, because don't nobody like Crystal's old raggedy behind either. You don't think Luke can handle too much? All right, yeah. Between him and Famous with the snitching, Lord knows. So he gets to the hospital. Grandma passed out. And she says, what happens when you go old? He's like, Grandma, why you passed out? Why you passed out, Grandma, huh? So it turns out she has kidney cancer. JB says she might need a kidney. And the treatment makes her weak. And I said, because I ended up watching this 2 times. I didn't notice it the first time, but the second watch, I did notice there was a bunch of pill bottles in her house. So she tells him not to tell anyone, like Lou don't know, Rock don't know, Marvin don't know. And I said, yet another grown-up putting something this heavy on a child and asking him not to tell. I got why she asked for him to do it. Yet and still, I was just like, oh, Lord, y'all are failing these children, okay? Okay. Sorry. Hold on, let me mute. I'm burping and I need to take a sip. No, I don't want him with Jessica. Well, he did have knockoff J-Lo. I did not like her either. Lou makes bad choices in women, huh? He needs to clean his nasty behind apartment. Well, he's in a hood, baby. He's like, it's like a little trap place, he over in the trap with Crystal. Oh, my ass would not be over there, baby. Okay, I done been in some situations and some things when I was younger, but never have I ever. Okay, ooh, Lord, some stuff is just gonna be a no for me, dog. So we get a quick scene with Rock before we get to the end. I know I moved some stuff around, trying to make it make more sense, because this show they're gonna jump around a lot, and I didn't want to be going back and forth like Aaliyah. So Rock goes to meet with the little therapist, post procedure, but she's hard as a brick. So, the lady's asking her, like, how's everything going? It could be hard due to determination. And now the father's also not here. It could be a lot. But Rock basically says she ain't crying over those spilled milk. So her feelings are good. And she just walks on out. I know that lady was like, ma'am, ugh, 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 ugh. Yeah, Kanan really ain't. Kanan really ain't. That's the moral to the story. Kanan is a spoiled doggone brat, okay? Threw his ass right on out of there. But they really could zhuzh it up a little bit. Just give it a little zhuzh. But honestly, I wouldn't want to stay over there. That's just me. But he want that freedom from his mama. He don't want to be up under his mama. But it's like, for as much as you try to act like an adult, the more you act like a child. I want to get into it because now I'm on my mama speak. Matthew was looking like that lady was going to cry for Rock. Yeah, that's a lot to carry, and that's why Rock needs some help. But like I said, I don't know if she feel like the hard gives her edge. She just holds it all in and is a soldier, and she don't have no emotions But it showed you emotion when she was talking that she had to let it out to Juke, that she said that she might have loved him. So I was like, his emotions in there, and then that's a different kind of emotion. And then you're telling Kanan you love him, which that I get because that's your kid. But Rock gonna rock. Rock gonna rock. It's Kanan's fault. Famous. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She said, F them kids. She sure did. She sure did. I'm gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna shed no tears. So now we are back at the beginning. We see Rock and Kanan, and who was it? Was it Marvin? Because I know Lucy ass wasn't there. They're leaving after taking out Ronnie and Howard, and Unique is chilling in the cut. He's watching them, and then he gets out. He walks in. He sees the bodies. As we hear Kanan, he's narrating about us not knowing what we don't know, because then if you know and you lying to him and you lying to you lying to we, and child, you know how he be giving you the whole metaphor of things. And that's basically where episode ends. We see Unique pointing that thing, and his hand is shaking. And I said, "What you about to do? You gotta get your strength up. You got to get your strength up. You can't even do nothing to nobody." I didn't take no notes on that. On the preview, I seen Juke and Rock said Unique is back. We see him in a couple scenes. I seen Juke in like fatigue. So I don't know if that's the season they gave us. I know that's supposed to be next episode. Are we gonna get over that next episode? Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, I didn't write all of that down, and I will definitely try to bring my behind up here earlier next week. Things are just crazy because we got Raising Kanan, and I'm still trying to get caught up. We're supposed to be recapping the first 4 episodes of episodes 9 to 12 of Beauty and Black tomorrow night. So I'm trying to make sure I be on my P's and Q's. Love is Blind is wrapping up. So, I'm trying to stay to my commitments, but that kind of led me to push this back. By next week, Love is Blind will be done totally. I will still have the next set of my kid will still be here. We'll still have the next set of Beauty and Black, but I'll just try to, have everything better prepared for that. It just all came at once because we got all 8 episodes, and then this came, and then so I'm trying to think, maybe 10 o'clock next week. I want to eventually move it up to like 9, maybe 10 o'clock next week. I got to see what happens with me getting home and everything like that. So did Rock first get pregnant by a family member? Ooh, I don't know who the first one was. I was wondering. She got all them dealer boyfriends, and then they tried to say Kanan was DEFCON. And who else did Unique say? It was DEFCON. And what was the other guy's name? I'm looking at my notes. Y'all probably tell me before I get to it. Nope, it gotta be further down. Rock be compartmentalizing those feelings. Numb to the world. DEFCON and High Post. Thank you. I was going to say I see it all down in the comments because I was really scrolling. Yeah, we definitely gonna see. Oh, sorry, we definitely gonna see how Rock copes now. Thank you. Cause I'm like DEF CON and High Post. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could have been high. It could have been High Post. Yeah, DEF CON. You asked me, no, DEF CON was you like, yo, how you doing? And that was Howard's baby. That was Detective Howard's baby. Oh God. So it could have been High Post, child. Who knows? Rocks, I don't want to call her fast because I hate when people call girls that hate DeMarcus when they call girls that back in the day when, meanwhile, it's two parties to blame. But yeah. Rock was out there in them streets. Okay. Rock was out there in those streets. Thank y'all for rocking with me, sticking it out. Like I said, I will try to come up here a little earlier. Let's try 10 o'clock next week. Let's try 10 o'clock, 10:15ish, somewhere around there. Keep your notifications on. And we'll get this thing done. I'm really super hyped that it's back and really super hyped to see the rest of this season. And I think it's only going to get better because this was really just like our backstory episode. So imagine when we get into the nitty gritty. Like I said, the only thing that I really, really hate is I know I have these idealistic views so that I know in my head that everybody's not going to be able to just get along and work it out because we ain't going to have no show. Yeah, Howard is a creep. Was, and RIP. So I don't expect all the Thomas family to get together, and we know they're not going to all make it out, but I just don't want Unique to be walking around on his revenge ish. You and Rock don't got to be together. Y'all don't got to work together. Y'all don't got to be romantic. But oh God, I don't know if I want to see a whole season of you lurking in the bushes like your crazy brother. High Post was after Kanan was born. Oh, okay, but it's still a possibility. Okay. Yeah, because we don't know when it was. So it could have been before Kanan or it could have been after Kanan. High Post, DEF CON, what's another? Tech Nine. I'm just pick a crazy dealer name because I'm sure there was somebody before the two of them. We know it wasn't only one we know it wasn't was DEF CON. But yeah. Maybe Rock kept Kanan because Howard was a cop. Good covering? Quite possible. Okay, so this was DeMarcus says this was deleted scenes from season 3. Yeah, I felt like the people wanted it to make sense with Unique popping up at the end, like I said at the beginning. Like we all kind of wanted Unique back, but we wanted it like how he just rose from the dead. No, he wasn't really dead, and we wanted to see how. And I thought I didn't honestly know the whole episode was gonna be this. I thought what we were gonna get was maybe 15 minutes or even half an episode of only what happened with Unique, not what happened with everybody else. And then we were going to kind of go into the new season, but they didn't do that. I'm fine with it. They always are good storytellers and everything like that. And like, Kanan narrated at the beginning. When you go back and you watch things again, you get to see things that you didn't see and learn things that you didn't know. So, it's cool. It's cool. You're scared for Marvin. Yeah. Yeah. Who says snaps? Snaps. Oh, Lord. Yes. LOL, not snaps. Ew, not snaps. Oh, it's okay. This episode is how Snowfall season 3 finale should have been filmed. Season 3. Oh, you making my brain hurts. I can't even remember season 3. The last thing that's fresh in my head is the very last season. You know how that ended, when everybody was all in a disarray. DL said and did say snaps. And did say snaps. Yes, Lord have mercy. Please leave Marvin alone. We can't take it. Oh, yeah. I feel like, especially since, well, actually, they both have had an attempt on their life at this point. Both Marvin and Lou, right? In the first 3 seasons. So yeah. I just want Lou to leave because I think that's just going to be the best option for him. Get himself together, get his behind on out of there, and please, Lord, watch over Marvin. Okay. Oh, okay. That was the season. I couldn't remember what season it was. Okay. Oh, yes, 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 yes. And is that the one that we got that one was a full episode of where he could have ended up when he was going to college and then the dealer was like the professor or something. I think I know what you're talking about. That was that season. Kane was limping around on that doggone cane. Yeah, yeah. They put it together well. I will say that. It would be interesting if Tony Teresi and Sammy were Tommaso's hitman and retaliated on Marvin. Oh God. Yeah, everybody's kind of worried about. That's another reason why we're worried about Marvin is what he did to Tommaso, because the blacks can't be doing stuff like that. You can't be running down on the people like that. Yeah, that's what. Okay, a full episode with an alternate dream reality. That I wasn't really a fan of that episode. Not a fan. Rock getting taken out by Kanan this season. Gotta keep. And I hate Matthew Wilson. I hate that. I hate the what do they call it? Parenticide. It was enough with Kanan and Sean. And then we got Tariq and Ghost. And oh Lord, I can't take no more. I can't take no more. Lulu sees his mother Joyce and Rock in Jessica, and this is why Lulu was triggered. He sees his mom, and you think so? I give you Rock. You have to tell me how you see Joyce, because I feel like Lulu, he was young, so he would see Joyce as an addict and not as much of a mother, whereas he would see Rock as like that strong, no nonsense boss maternal figure, whereas that's kind of on the same level of kind of where Jessica is. Now I don't know. You got to tell me about Joyce, Mama Joyce. I ain't put that one together that quickly. Maybe my brain is just not processing it. It's late. It is late. I appreciate y'all all for coming and hanging with me. I was like, I'm gonna just get up here and I'm gonna just do it, and then they could just come through on the replay and it'll be all right. But anybody that does come through on the replay, please leave a comment. Hashtag replay, drop an emoji. YouTube loves to see it. I hate to get up here and sound like I'm begging, but YouTube loves to see it. Okay, it's free 99. All right. And I'm still, on the struggle bus, but tell a friend to subscribe. Okay, subscribe. Let's see what Kendall said. Thank you, Matthew Wilson. No. We rebuking that. Kanan already tried that with Howard. No, right. He sure did. No do-overs. Eliminated the parentals. Yes, I'm glad that Rock ended up doing it and kind of making it seem like it was Crazy Ronnie. But yeah. Yep, I forgot about that one. And then they were trying to set Kane up to do his pops, but then they said, "Oh no, not really." Tariq did his daddy. I said, "Enough already. Enough." Thank you, Matthew Wilson. Thank you, Candy. He said, "I just couldn't help. He just cannot help himself." I feel you, Matthew. What did I? My brain be braining. I need to take my behind the bed, and because Kendall was trying to remind us, it's 2:00, Kendall. Let the clocks go forward. Lord Jesus. Yes, love and light. Thank you. The clocks go forward, y'all. So I'm gonna see how that's gonna work out. Cause I need some sleep. Lulu feels like Jessica abandoned him like Joyce abandoned. Oh. Joyce abandoned Elijah. Okay. That's a thought. DeMarcus be coming through with it. You still ain't reveal your sources. No. I'm just joking about where you got the information. Thank you, Kendall. You hope the final season of Force is good. I hope so, because the timing is so bad. This last season wasn't as bad as the first. I stomached it through the first one because everybody was complaining about the first season, but I was like, I cannot do Tommy like that. I'm like, y'all can watch all this other garbage. Y'all can watch this. So I watched it, but I wanted better for him than that. Season 2 was better, and they scrapped all of season 1. So yeah, I hope. So they only got 3 seasons? Yikes. That's crazy. Tariq got 4, even though he really should have got 5. All right, y'all. I'm gonna take my behind the bed again. I'm trying to figure out where my buttons is at. Where my buttons is at. Take my behind the bed. It's the time change that's just throwing my head for a loop. I'm gonna be all out of sorts on adjusted to that time change, y'all. Anyway, again, I appreciate you guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.